Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is the obstacle course of life. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts on my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, my information is evergreen, but I wrote these a while ago, so if I encounter anything that seems out of date, I will give you the most recent information. At the end, I will summarize the topic based on everything that's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. The obstacle course of life. All sorts of astrological weather is going on this month. We've a grand cross of opposing patterns and two eclipses, bringing sudden endings and sudden beginnings. Like a weather report, these things may or may not have an effect on you directly, but it's helpful to know what energy influences are potentially out there. You can use eclipses to your advantage. Just as some people like to set intentions at the full moon, eclipses hold 3 times the power of an ordinary moon and have an impact of 6 months to 2 years. You can ride the energy of manifestation and time your major expansions accordingly. We are all at choice about the direction we are going in. Nothing is happening to us. We are not victims of circumstance unless we choose to be. We are infinite beings, creating our reality through our thoughts and our actions. We encounter situations and people who appear to be at cross purposes with us, but we've created them in our lives. We've written them into our storyline. For instance, last year I created classes in manifesting money and miracles and a following course in power and prosperity. Coincidentally, things occurred that may have seemed disastrous at the time, but in reality were miracles. Situations happened that look like losses, including financially, but in actuality, expenses went down, income went up, and things are turning out better than they have in decades. There's a major power struggle going on within my sphere of influence, but the person or persons wielding the most external power are in actuality the most powerless. The ones who appear to be the most affluent are operating with the most insecure behaviors. It's interesting to look around the world and see some of the wealthiest people acting the least generous. On the other hand, there are billionaires like Warren Buffett and the Gateses who are committed to giving 90% of their wealth away. We navigate through our perceptions, turning one way or another, which brings us towards different outcomes. Consequences can be different depending on our attitude and our approach to them. A number of people have reported being ill, some for a significant period of time. I see that we all create illness for growth. Sometimes it may be the result of spiritual changes, because as consciousness, you become whatever you set your sights on, and it takes your body, personality, time, and space to catch up. You raise your vibration, and your denser form needs to expand. Getting sick is a reminder to take care of ourselves and to pay attention to our body. That resting is an activity too. I recently decided to stop doing some activities that were in actuality busy work or spinning my wheels, and my business increased. I slowed down and surged forward. All this illustrates that this planet is one of dichotomies. We are light beings manifesting in density and effort. Opposites are simultaneously happening all the time. If you resist what is, it feels harder for you. When you don't resist, it flows right by. Life may seem like an obstacle course, but it's exactly what you've created to get where you're going. This week, just go with the flow and see what happens. And leave me a comment below when you do, because I love to read your comments. Well, I have to say that this actually still applies. We are in extreme astrological weather right now. It just doesn't happen to be eclipses, but there are some major outer planets that have moved into a new sign. One of them will be there for another 20 years. So we all do collectively feel like we've moved into a huge new perspective of life. And I thought it was really funny. I talked about billionaires because in the United States, we're experiencing the influence of a billionaire from South Africa who feels like they've bought the government and they don't know anything about American governmental systems and are having quite the comeuppance. And what I was thinking about is there are people out there who've become billionaires, but they've come from normal backgrounds, and those are the ones who still can identify with people who don't have that kind of infinite wealth. But if you get someone like the person who's going to be president next year, or this South African billionaire, both of whom got their money from their daddies, they were each given huge chunks of money to get themselves started. So they didn't really learn what it was like to be human in this planet and just want everything to go their way. And it doesn't work that way. It's actually, this world is a network of human experiences. classes. And it has been interesting to me to teach these energy classes and energy techniques. I've been a teacher for 43 years at this point, and see how people respond over time because they get in touch with their infiniteness as consciousness. How they handle that sense of infinite power differs wildly. But if it goes to your head and you think you're the only one with all this power and everyone else is just an illusion in your timeline, it actually doesn't show that you're advanced, but the exact opposite. The thing I have found that's been going on with the collective evolution is all of us have been experiencing us as consciousness coming more into our form, and that gives us all a more internal sense of empowerment. So we're all experiencing more of that internal power, and it also coincidentally gives us a sense of interconnectedness with everyone else, because at our essence, we are all one. Just in this reality, in this storyline, we're all walking around in different bodies in different stories, but as essence, we're consciousness. And so we have both an internal power and a collective power. It's a really exciting time to see this going on, and it requires navigating completely differently to the old paradigms of power in the past. And it's requiring changes in governance as well. So if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media. And please click the thumbs up or the heart button and follow or subscribe. And that way you're telling the algorithm to share this far and wide and get this out to someone who really needs to see this information. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you a drone's eye view of this world and everything that's going on in it. And if you want some manifestation techniques, click on the link below to Manifesting Money and Miracles. It's my self-study course where you can learn simple but profound techniques to completely transform your life. And if you want a session with me, click on the link below to book a session. I take a look at the essence of who you are and what's going on in your life today, and then I can answer any questions that you might have, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, that is, navigate your life as consciousness with the help of some of my consciousness techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a great preparation for my coaching special, where I work with you one-on-one and give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. And you can find out more at my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.